Yo, welcome to Third Time Sports Podcast. Just a heads up, this show contains adult language, unfiltered opinions, and a whole lot of passion for sports. If you're easily offended, this might not be the spot for you. But if you can't handle the heat, hit the subscribe button. And don't be a dick.
And ladies and gentlemen, we back. Got my boy Ace Juice in here today. Y'all already know, man. Throw the Top Sports Podcast. You know what I mean? Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Glad everybody front row, ringsiders up in here. Shout out to the gang. Pharaoh, Travio, Ryan. We've been doing a lot of talking, man, and there's two things that we've been talking crazy on. My boy Ace hit me up, ready to saddle up on motherfuckers and go crazy. I'm here to let him loose on y'all. So without further ado, we got ND getting put out, ladies and gentlemen, over Bama. It's a lot of speculation
Oh no,
going
no,
on
not just
about it
over
right now.
Bama.
Not over just Bama though. Not over just Bama.
James Matt,
I'm gonna let my boy
Miami
go ahead and
over.
go in.
Oh, I'm ready to get into this whenever you're ready.
Man, go ahead and do your thing, man.
So, playoff committee. We understand that for weeks, y'all have been a joke. You're cracking 6, 7 jokes on your fucking thing. And your whole thing here is to get eyes on the show, right? That's why y'all have been doing what you're doing. A week before conference championships, you moved Alabama over Notre Dame just for what purpose, right? In my opinion,
Hmm.
it was to see how the world would react to what Alabama over Notre Dame. And as a Notre Dame fan, I wasn't even sweating it at that point in time because I understand what your main goal is here, right? You're the playoff committee. I was told that with if you go from a 12 team playoff to a 16 team playoff, that could be possibly an extra $1.2 billion worth of revenue for ESPN. And ESPN is the one who makes these playoffs. It's not a college, it's the college football committee is ESPN and ADs, colleges, all this other nonsense, right?
Right.
I love the fact that people are always just like, Notre Dame's not in a conference and who did they play? First and foremost, let me say this. Schedules are made 3 to 5 years in advance. Notre Dame played who they played, and they started off slow. They lost to a ranked team. They lost week 2 to another ranked team, all while having a rookie quarterback. Notre Dame started off 0-2 with a combined 4 points in losses, right? And then, boy, how did the Notre Dame get fucking rolling there? Notre Dame
Man.
has the best rushing offense, not even debatable. The
In
best
the not
rushing
by
offense,
far.
the number 13 scoring defense in college football, and rattled off 10 wins in a row, right? And this entire time, the committee's like, how you start, it's how you finish. Am I right? That's what they
Man,
were saying.
exactly. The
So
key word.
this entire time we've had this ranking system, and Notre Dame's been like here, and then Alabama after their second loss, a little bit below them. And then Alabama won a rivalry game, right? And the Iron Bowl. That's big in the South, you know. I mean, the rest of the nation don't give a fuck about
Whoop de
that.
doo.
The Iron
Yeah.
Bowl is not Ohio State versus Michigan last game of the season as it is in the Midwest Big Ten
Right.
country. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know a rivalry in college football that is bigger than Ohio State and Michigan. So that
Facts.
being said, they won the Iron Bowl. So Notre Dame slid back to number 10, respectively. Alabama, who won the Iron Bowl, same amount of losses, moved up to number 9. And I was like, big fucking deal, right? And then we started talking about it, and they're like, well, if BYU beats Texas Tech, and Texas Tech, granted, throttled BYU earlier in the season, then a one-loss BYU is in over Notre Dame. And I'm like, all right, I mean, the Big 12, I don't know if that's their name anymore. I don't want to be politically correct here, but the Big 12 conference is a Power 5 conference. So, right on. And if Texas Tech, that's, at the 3 or 4 seed, if they lose,
Hmm.
I could see Notre Dame, maybe getting moved out if BYU won because the conference in Texas Tech with how good they had done,
Right.
right? BYU got fucking throttled again by Texas Tech, right? But we've already
Mott.
said we haven't established parameters for what's important. And this entire year, the committee up until last week before the conference championships was like, well, Alabama was here, Notre Dame was here. We think Notre Dame is BYU, who's here. We think BYU, who's here, is better than Miami, who was there. But then BYU loses a conference championship, and that matters. Alabama getting their shit pushed in against Georgia, who's ahead of Notre Dame, didn't fucking matter for some reason, right? Oh, because the SEC and ESPN have their little connection, right? That's like almost the same network, right? And who has the biggest fan base in football? The SEC. So here's the SEC. Here's Alabama, Notre Dame, Mormons, ACC, right? ACC, for the record, Miami, who is now in over Notre Dame, we'll get to how much that's bullshit here in a minute, did not play either one of the teams that were in the ACC championship. The ACC champion, Duke, shout out to Duke, thank you for nothing, had 5 losses this season, right? Which in everybody else's mind would mean the ACC was doo-doo, right? Can't you agree? So if the champion of the ACC is doo-doo, then what does that mean for the rest of the conference? It could be doo-doo as well, right?
Man, most
None
definitely.
of that mattered right then, right? So Alabama, that's ahead of Notre Dame, that got throttled. And then BYU, who also got throttled. If anything, Notre Dame theoretically
we was good. Look, right? We was good to go too. I'm gonna let you keep going.
Notre Dame. I mean, in all reality, if one loss is as good as the next, should have moved up because
the main one that they said we needed to be worried about is BYU.
Let's make this thing consistent. You know what I mean? If we're going to do this and we're going to have all this other shit going on, it needs to be consistent, right? So a loss, even if it's in the conference championship, a win is a win, even if it's a conference championship, depending on who you're playing. And you also that with Georgia, who was ranked ahead of Alabama, who, depending on who you lose to.
If Alabama would have won, we would have been out. If BYU
in the same breath, BYU fell back a couple spots. Alabama did not. Alabama lost to the 4 team. They lost to the 3 team in the bracket. So wouldn't they both move back equally? No. That's not what we did. What we did is, I'm telling you right now, and this is, I think, like I said earlier, James and I, King James, had a conversation on Saturday about what if this and other thing happened, right? And he's like, It doesn't even matter. Notre Dame's in. And I felt good about it because that's my buddy. He knows this shit. And I was just like, it makes sense that I think that they moved Alabama ahead of Notre Dame for TV rankings. And also, anything can happen, right? Like, we don't know what's going to happen with Miami and Notre Dame. Stay tuned next week to find out what happens on the shit show. And go figure, right? Like, so Miami, who didn't win the ACC, and not the ACC representative Duke wasn't ranked, could not get in, right? It took 5, not Power 5, but the other 5 conference champions. And you always say that, like, a couple of years lost their quarterback the first year they did this, and they had 4 teams, right? State lost their quarterback and did not get in because their quarterback was hurt. And they're like, well, the quarterback got hurt, so we took that into consideration. Shut up. You guys are full of shit. Well, you're saying that money talks, right? And you guys are already in bed with the SEC conference. So everybody's already saying, well, Vanderbilt should be in. They have Diego Pavia, who's going to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Fair enough. The SEC is a very good conference, and typically they only lose to each other. A 3-loss Texas should have been in. They were preseason number 1, and Arch Manning, let's suck their dick. No, they had 3 losses. The only team you did that for was last year, Ohio State, right? Because you always suck Ohio State's dick. So instead of sucking Ohio State's dick this year, you sucked Alabama's dick, and Alabama did not move backwards for losing their conference championship game. But boy, howdy, did BYU fuck the Mormons. They moved backwards, and you're not stupid. You're like, well, we need to hear, and we need to make a point that we want to move on to 16 teams, and somebody needs to get screwed. So what you did here
why not Notre Dame?
You did not want to piss off the SEC, right, Kat? Because you're in bed with not having it at half the representatives in there is going to potentially cost you money, right? And a lot of fans, because let's be real, the SEC and Big Ten are really the only 2 fan bases in college football that are legit, right?
That's worth it, right?
No disrespect to everybody else. You guys are great in basketball and what have
you.
Even
us, because we loyal over here, you know what I mean? We independent too.
We're talking football.
We're talking about big time, yeah.
We're talking the big dogs. That's SEC, Big Ten. That's the way it's always been in football. Every now and again, Clemson that'll win one or insert name here, but there's really two conferences, right? And after
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma went to the SEC, then the Big 12 doesn't really have anything, like any clout that they used to. The Pac-12 doesn't have clout like they used to with on in the Big Ten. So what you essentially did is, in my opinion, the playoff committee of least resistance to get what they wanted. You knew damn well that if you threw out Alabama, who were you going to throw in? You knew you were fucking Notre Dame. You may say that you didn't. You knew that you were fucking Notre Dame, and you, in my opinion, point, and to get the uproar that you're currently getting. I understand that this entire time people have been like, well, Miami beat Notre Dame and blah, blah, blah.
That don't make
Miami
sense.
didn't even
So
play
what?
the best teams in their own fucking conference. So how would you expect Notre
They
Dame
didn't
to play
have nothing.
how would you expect Notre Dame to play the best teams in the ACC? You know what I mean?
We play
You're like,
more
well,
better teams. We play more better teams than them.
exactly. So if you're like, well, if Notre Dame was in a conference, the ACC champ didn't even get. What the fuck does the conference championship mean?
That
If
team
Notre
that
Dame
had
would
the
have,
best defense in the state at this time at that point when we played them, when it
so
like
what you're saying
Penn
is,
State or Pitt, it was
yeah, what you're
man,
saying is
yes,
when it's convenience for us, the conference championship matters.
right.
When it's not, it doesn't. So Notre Dame not being in a conference had nothing to do with this. Do you agree?
I definitely agree.
I know everyone's just like, oh, should have been in Notre Dame could join the ACC and throttle everybody in the fucking ACC every year. And then you could be like,
Yeah.
oh, they're not in the Notre Dame could join the
Or
Patriot.
they haven't beat a ranked team, or
Yeah, it's
it's
Dame
gonna be
could
an
join the
excuse for
Patriot,
any.
the whack. They could join if they join in a fucking throttle everybody in that conference, and
I
they're
was
going to get
just
in the
telling
playoff every year, right? So
I was
what
just
does it
telling
matter? Now
Pharaoh the other day. I was just telling Pharaoh yesterday too as well. Like they looking for, or Saturday. I was telling them Saturday. I was like, man, I'm like, they looking for any kind of reason to just not include us. They already don't want us in there. You know what I'm saying? Let alone that we just for the existing season. They say if you lose one or two games, right? Don't they? Ain't that what you supposed to win? Ain't that like the law? Pretty much, it's been the law. You gotta win out if you want to make it in. So look,
yeah,
they made these new playoff stipulations and whatever they had going on, right? We still did, we abide by whatever y'all was gonna do, still overcame everything, even losing to the two ranked teams in the beginning. And I was pointing it out last episode we was all in here together that the conglomerate of them teams is not even up there in the top rankings. Who is Ohio State and Indiana? Now that Indiana just knocked off Ohio State, what the hell do y'all got to say now, right? So that automatically left us in the bubble on our own in general because we ain't got to worry about BYU no more. We don't got to worry about Bama no more. Why should we be having to worry about Miami or anybody else coming in and making the difference and getting in the way? Like you just said, they over there sucking dick and they in the bed, long timing with SEC in the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? And they when they get out the bed, they want to come and be friends with everybody else. Like, and it's not cool. And then like you said, they already ahead of who they was gonna take out if anything happened. Or whoever they wanted to get in, they was sure they had a way. I believe that's why they put Bama too so close to us like that when they switched. You know what I mean? They did that little piece of switch. I'm like, man, it's already smelling like some bullshit because why y'all switching us back to 10? You know what I mean? Like, or why y'all switching us to 9 and being like, we not that important? Like, we just didn't do everything that y'all expected of rushing defense, rushing offense in the game. You know what I'm saying? Two best running backs in the next to IU's offense, you know what I'm saying? And
but see,
OSU.
here's my thing. Like we instead of we changed from the BCS that was computer analytics and all that other shit to
Mm-hmm.
this modern system, right? And
Yeah.
the system was supposed to put football into the playoff. But
Mm-hmm.
then you added a stipulation where you're like, well, I mean, that kind of ranked, and then we'll do this, and thankity chang, and then it'll eventually make sense.
Right.
What you did, I'm telling what they did this year, Cap, is they intentionally made it so that you would watch their hour-long show on ESPN to get ratings. And oh yeah, who sponsors the Bulls? The final ESPN. So once
ESPN.
again, ESPN got you watching their show, and they're like, "Stay tuned next week. You'll see what happens." Why even go to raid the entire time if fucking? But see, also like you're talking about, well, who did Notre Dame play? Bitch, Miami played Bethune Cookman. Point out on a map where they are.
I don't even know where that's at.
Exactly. So you're like, oh, played Navy. Okay, big fucking deal. Notre Dame plays Navy every year. And if you look
Right.
at the common opponents and everything that they're trying to sell you is bullshit. What they did is they need an excuse to go to 16 teams. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, the path of least resistance is to let the SEC that they're in bed with have their teams. And people are going to watch Alabama. Alabama's like the Patriots, years ago, or the Chiefs currently. Everybody wants to see Alabama lose. If you're not an Alabama fan, everyone's like, fuck Alabama. Same thing with Ohio State. Ohio State obviously deserves to be. Not saying anything about that whole thing as a whole, but like here's my
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like the SEC is you're going to get viewers. If you left the ACC out by not putting Miami in over a conference essentially by not putting them in, but you're telling me right now that if James Madison or Tulane was to play Notre Dame wouldn't be a 21 to 28 point favorite. It's not the best teams. You knew what the fuck you were doing last week when you said, well, I mean, the whatever the fuck the guy is. Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even if you play or if you don't play, I think people could move up and down. I guess we'll see what happens. What happened is you have a good excuse to put Virginia in, champion over Notre Dame, and you weren't about to piss off the ACC because they're a big majority of who's electing members in your little committee. So what you did is you fucked Notre Dame and put in Miami because it's what's best for you. And I understand that. That's what's best for you.
Yeah.
That's future money, not current money. But what you did is you said we're gonna piss off the Catholics, we're gonna piss off the Mormons, we're gonna piss off Texas. Fuck everybody else. Also, Diego Pavia should have been in there. Heisman Trophy front runner. Love should have been there. Heisman Trophy front runner. What does that say about any of this if 2 out of the 4 of your Heisman Trophy candidates are not in the playoff and they both only have 2 losses? Alabama has 3.
Everybody else done lost.
Your whole system's flawed. You fucking know it. You don't want to own up to it. You're trying to get that extra 1.2 billion that I previously spoke about. And congrats. And you're all about it. You know what I mean? You're like, we're gonna take a hit this year to make that money
Yeah.
next year. And I love all the people that are just like, oh, not hurt. They're taking their ball and they're going home. You know what Notre Dame's doing? And I respect this. Notre Dame is proving a point right now. They're saying, fuck us, right? Well, our bowl game is going to be on your network, right? Fuck you. You're not making a dime off of us. How about that? They wanted
How
us to
about
play
that?
BYU. Why
After
why
we
would we
just
play them?
after we just
I'm pretty
man.
sure BYU's sitting out a bowl game now too, right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. They
So
got I bet man.
yeah, no. So what are you getting out of it? I'm gonna watch James Madison play whoever the fuck they're playing. Who's gonna watch Tulane and Old Miss?
My fault.
Nobody. Fuck your views. That's what Notre Dame. Oh, it's all about money for us. Fuck you. We don't need your money.
Exactly
And
what they over there.
I
They over
applaud.
there. They over there screaming this right
Talk
here.
about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Telling you right now, I applaud. From what I've been told, this was a team decision, not just a Pete Von Marcus Freeman decision. And if the entire team came together and they're like, for some of those seniors, it's
They lied. This it right here. You know.
more film on tape. And that's the part of this that pisses me off. That
Yeah.
is a showcase for your. It's a play. It's a reason. It's another game. It's more than another. You know what I mean? Just a regular bowl game, not even the playoff. It's another chance to show what you got. You know what I mean? On get some film on tape. And I feel bad for the players and all this, but from my understanding, the players completely agree with this. They're like, no, fuck you. Like, and I applaud Notre Dame. Oh, okay. You kept putting our name in your mouth, and then you don't want us anymore. Okay, no, we don't need your fucking money.
Definitely don't. I agree with that, man. And that's the way to do it. You want a motherfucker to respect you, respect your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because
Let me real. You're telling me that Jeremiah Loves is going to be affected by not playing in a bowl game? Not one bit.
it's better off is because he don't got to do nothing else after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nope, you still have
you
the East West game.
you protecting your stock if you ask me.
You got the East West game. You got the Army All American game. You got the Combine. Any of these guys that want to up their draft time to do it.
Play yeah,
Also
you
not
yeah.
taking the risk.
Them matter of fact, you say the two perfect things. That's what you want to play in to up your stock even more. If you want to, who give a fuck about the ball game? Yeah, that's your chance of losing it because you don't know what's gonna happen out there on the floor. You know what I'm
Well, then,
saying?
like I said, who won the Pop Tart Bowl at Miami? Because Cam Ward fucking left them halfway through the
Yeah.
game when he did what he wanted to, right? Fuck, we look like winning a Pop Tart Bowl.
Right, yeah, nobody with that shit.
We're good. We don't want that trophy. Fuck you. You're going to make more money off
We
us.
tired of them anyway, man. We tired of them
ESPN's
anyway.
going to make more money off of us being in that game than we're going to make. Fuck you.
Yeah.
We don't need your money.
If they already not making it, made their money already and got out of the way. You know what I mean? Just doing what they do best, running a fucking trap.
NBC already paid us. We're good.
They good already.
That's your problem, ESPN. You're mad that Notre Dame doesn't. You don't make money off of Notre Dame.
Amen. Bring up these standings so they can see before we I get your input on this here Cleveland Brown system, because I need you to lace them up one good time. And I
Oh,
want to know what the
absolutely.
hell you thought about that damn, because that was stupid. But you know, you go according to the top 25. This was, let's see when it was posted. Oh, this was posted yesterday.
Yesterday.
All right. This was posted yesterday, 10:02 a.m. in the morning. This is what we dealing with, ladies and Indiana, IU at 1, or OSU at 2, Georgia, Texas 5, Ole Miss 6, Texas A&M 7, Miami 10, Notre Dame 11, BYU 12, Texas 13, Vanderbilt 14,
Yeah, we don't need to.
Utah,
We're good on going through the rest of that. But
and everybody else, you know, is, you
here's
know,
my thing
whatever.
right there. Right, Notre Dame 11, BYU 12. Both of them moved back a spot to let James Madison in, and
Should be it really should be BYU and Bama right there, 11 to be for real. That's who really right there. You know what
you
I'm
know what?
saying?
Like I'm not even going to be a hater. I mean, hats off to you.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm happy that you're let the two teams that beat Notre Dame play each other. I'm fine with that. You have on your little bracket, you have Texas A&M and Miami playing each other. Let me share that real fast.
Will do, please, sir.
I love your little bracket here that you got going on. I will be with you. I fully and expected if IU would have lost to Ohio State, I'm betting you IU would have been the 3 or the 4 seed. But since they're not gonna piss off the Big Ten. Sorry, the breadwinner of the Big Ten. It really shocked me that it's not Big Ten champ 1, SEC champ 2, Big Ten, or Big 12 champion right there. I really thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, man, they on some bullshit, man. They don't want to see us fly, man. They don't want to see us fly, man, and that's totally fine, man. I'm just tired of around. You know what I mean?
Well, my thing is like you knew what we were doing, and you're doing the heard. Like I said, you put the Catholics, the Mormons, and Texas. Good on you.
All at the same time, though. How you do that? You know what I mean? You want to stir some shit up? Go and do it that way.
Oregon, definitely deserves a 5 seed, right? Because they're Oregon for no reason.
Yeah.
But Alabama and Oklahoma, right?
I can say Oregon probably the only team. I can say Oregon probably the only team that's cool right now, because in Texas, 2 teams I can say to me that's like out of the line of fire of anybody.
Ole Miss beat
beat
Tulane earlier in the year. But my thing is that let's look. Ole Miss don't have a coach. Tulane don't have a coach. Yep, that makes sense. Both doesn't hurt them at all. But no, here you go. Right, you got the 2 teams that beat Notre Dame. The way is the team that beat Notre Dame in the championship game last year. You're gonna have Georgia flip a fucking coin on the 2 teams that have the same colors and jerseys against IU, who has the same color and jersey. And then Oregon versus Texas Tech. Fascinating.
Yeah, because that's what it's going to be. Oregon, Texas Tech. I think Oklahoma is going to beat.
Now, I'm telling you, what they think they're going to get is Alabama, or you're going to have Georgia versus Ohio State. You're thinking
it's going to be Georgia. It's going to be Georgia versus IU, bro.
You think you're going to have a chance at, let's run it back for 3rd time, Alabama and Georgia for the championship that nobody outside of the Deep South wants to see.
It's going to be Georgia IU. If not IU, Ohio State again, which would be crazy. You know what I mean? But overall, it's all bullshit, bro. We got James Madison. We got James Madison. Like,
I don't give
a
fuck. Let's go James Madison versus Tulane. Fuck all their shit up. National championship.
Somebody,
James Madison
one of them teams. We got Tulane. We got Tulane. James Madison.
Let's go. Let's go. Fuck everybody else. That's all that matters now.
Oh shit! And Miami, Miami, if anything.
Let's prove the committee's point that they deserve to be in there.
Hey, no, look, that's what they there for, huh? To see about, huh? Is that what that is? I guess so, huh?
Let's
I
get
guess you're
messy.
right.
Get messy.
That's super messy right there. I like that. I like that. Because that make a lot of sense, right?
They
Let one
they
of them
deserve
fuck
to
it
be
up.
there.
What they saying?
They have a good else in the nation to win.
Exactly what they saying when
Either
you
one
put
of them
them
better
right
get
there.
beat by 35.
Right. No, yeah, you ain't lying, bro. All right. Well,
Well, that
y'all
was
see, we
fun.
just
Let's move to something new now. I
yeah, man.
appreciate that
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I
That
appreciate
was a
that.
good talk, right?
Yeah, most definitely, man. And on top of that, like we was everybody been speaking on it. We had to get here and touch on that and give y'all this as well because everybody like to focus when it's a conglomerate of things.
You wanted to get the 16 without fucking up the conference. You just did that,
Man,
and we heard
go
you loud and
James,
clear.
go James Madison. Look at what fuck it up. Hey, Tulane, fuck it up. Oh, both of y'all.
Tulane, give them hell. JM, give
Man,
them. Let's go. 11-12
yeah,
championship game that nobody on the planet is going to watch. Let's go, motherfuckers.
they asking for it too.
Let's go. I don't
Uh,
give a fuck.
the door.
Dang XP.
Let's go. I don't
Uh,
give a fuck.
the door, dog. Let's get right to Sanders. Cleveland Browns. He looking right there on the grounds. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, what do you think is about that? I want to get this before I get into that play because it was despicable what they did. Right?
So
What do you think is about to happen with the staff after seeing something like that? What do you think?
Shador Sanders, the Browns, Kevin Stefanski has just named him the quarterback for the rest of the season. And I agree. You know what I mean? Like, you already saw what you had in Gabriel. He got his stretch. You
Yeah.
traded Flacco away. You got rid of Kenny Pickett. Why not see what you have in your two rookies? For all you know, Shador is that guy.
Right.
My thing earlier to clarify everything is I got tired of people saying they were sabotaging him. My whole point was it didn't matter who was behind center. You weren't set up for success to begin with. A single Browns quarterback was going to be successful with that torn up offensive line. That's not what it used to be. Nobody to throw.
Right.
Sorry, you got wide receivers that got fucking 10 thumbs. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna know? It's hard to be successful in that situation. So Shador Sanders, I think he does good things, he does bad things. Also, when you have the wide receiver with the most drops in the NFL, Jerry Judy, it's not a wide receiver one to begin with. I don't understand
Yeah.
why you're not using
Fanning
Joe
nice.
anymore. I like Judkins. Judkins looks good. All your linebacker, all your rookies that you drafted look decent. Dylan Gabriel could be a good backup quarterback for the future. What you need to do for the rest of the season moving forward is figure out you're going to be top five.
Right.
You just we'll get into what happened in that game yesterday, but you're gonna have a top five pick. Are you on Mendoza? Yeah, like wasting another pick again on a quarterback? Or can you be like, all right, well, maybe if we get this help, maybe we get him somebody to throw to, maybe we get a block for him, maybe this works out because we have a stud D most part when they're healthy. If you build up that offensive line, you start getting him weapons and you formulate a playbook that works around him, the sky could be the fucking limit. But you won't know
Mm-hmm.
that regardless of who is under center until you fix everything else. So right now, if I'm the Browns, I ride this out with Shador, hoping he doesn't get hurt. And I hope that
Yeah.
Shador goes out there and does a bunch of things that look really good on film. And I hope that we're not at pick 4 or pick 3 in the draft trying to get a quarterback. I hope that somebody comes up and they're like, hey, we'll give you 2 first rounds to move back 2 spots. We're like, all right, cool, because that wide receiver and that lineman will still be there. You know what I mean? Like, as a Browns fan, that's what I hope for. You didn't, I mean, 5th round pick, that's the value of values. You're not paying the dude shit. You know what I mean? Currently, you're not paying Gabriel shit. Gabriel, obviously, not big enough to play the position. We figured that out pretty quickly. He's a
Yeah.
bookworm. and the coaches love him there and everything. Shador's got that little extra it right now. And I said the team likes him and likes to play a little bit harder when he's in there because currently he gives them the best chance to win. But now talking about the play that you're talking about, Kat, let me you're talking about the 2-point conversion into the game, correct?
Sickening.
Let me go ahead and throw something out there, right? So you're down 14 with the time running out. You score a touchdown. You're down 8 at that point. Right. Yeah, you're down 8. Why do you not kick the extra point, and why do you go for a 2-point conversion on that touchdown drive? That didn't make any difference. On your next touchdown that you were lucky to get because your defense helped you out again, you had to go for 2 instead of kicking the extra point and going for the tie and potentially having something going. If you had to kick the first fucking extra point, you wouldn't have been in the fucking position you were in the second, and on the second one. And what happened on that play? You pulled Shador out to run a wildcat. Judkins had been running wild all game. I understand that, but if you're going to put a running back in there at quarterback playing a wildcat play, when he needs to pitch the fucking ball and hold on to it. He didn't get that memo. He didn't get.
Come on, man.
Things did not go the way you wanted them to. Now a lot of people are saying Kevin Stefanski tanking. Is it? How many times did they practice this play in practice?
It done. It's none. No practice play.
Is it Judkins' fault for not knowing what the fuck he was supposed to do?
No,
is it
sir.
the wide receiver's fault for not knowing what they're supposed to do? Stefanski, you're supposed to coach them to know how to fucking play, right? Or was it quiet quitting to get a better draft spot? That's a good way to put that. Did you quiet quit just a little bit to help out your draft chances there, thinking that Shador
why would you do that though?
Forward?
What is that? What my thing is what is the wrong and right thing to fucking tank? You know what I'm saying? Like, I never really understood.
There's no good way to do it and not be obvious about it.
Right.
But see, if you would have kept Shador in there and you would have called something and he would have got fucking smoked, then you called the wrong thing anyways, right? Because he got smoked.
I think it was a 60-40 chance of if y'all tying the game up. Like, that's what I think.
If you would have kicked the extra point the first time, you would have been able to do it the second time, and you would have the win, not the tie. I don't know.
Either way it go. It was a game because I was thinking it was gonna be a barn burner anyway. Of course, you got Shador Sanders going against Cam Ward. They always been japping and yapping at each other throughout camp. Coming into the NFL, they finally get a chance to step in front of each play. You feel me? I already knew it was gonna be in a high scoring game, but
what that showed
to see
me,
that
though,
it was crazy.
Is that Kevin Stefanski, a little sheet that everybody else has that tells them what to do in what scenario? He ain't got a sheet. He's got a Waffle House menu, and he's just picking bullshit. Like if it was IHOP, he'd be like, run the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity. That one. I was like, what, motherfucker? And there's like, exactly.
That's funny as hell.
Run that.
If y'all know, y'all know. Hey, if y'all know, y'all know about that waffle.
Just like bacon on. All right, motherfucker.
Oh
boy, said he wants to give him a pecan waffle. I don't know what the fuck dude wants.
You was crazy.
That's exactly what happened.
That motherfucking cinnamon, cinnamon banana swirl with the country fried steak. That one. Dude,
does he want links or patties? I don't know. It don't matter. Just put it on the plate. Here, run it. You know what I mean?
Turkey bacon. Look at
they're like, I don't know what's going on. Burn timeouts, fucking figure it out, bud.
Because I swear that's exactly what Judkins looked like when he ran past old boy, dude. What that Judy that had the or no, like, who was that ran?
Give it to me.
No, that was Judkins that had the ball, but he like, I don't know what the hell. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know what the hell either.
Basically, look, you've been playing it on Madden since 2004. It's either the guy runs in front of you and you hand it to him and you go up the middle or to the right, or the guy runs, you know what I mean? Like there's 3 possible scenarios. You either hand it off, you take a step back and throw, or you take it yourself. And Judkins goes, fuck, I still got the ball. Pecan! And just like, yeah, it's not even, it's funny, but it's not funny, dude. Like, honestly, here's my opinion, man.
Oh shit. Look the hell
I think honestly, like I think we need to get a new owner. But looking at things the way that they are, you're not cutting 2 heads off this time. I think you're only cutting 1 off. I think what I would, if for instance, they're on a hot streak lately, I would love Jim Schwartz to take over coaching duties. Because
Hmm.
Stefanski, I think he's your scapegoat right now. He's just like, I don't think it's him that's being like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
I think that he's given options and he's just like, all right, if that's what you want me to do.
I think he's
Andrew
trying to get
Berry,
out of there too, bro.
Andrew Berry as a GM is a fucking architect and stacks picks and stacks picks and stacks picks. And I think that Jimmy Haslam, the owner, is what fucking gets in the way of it trips up Andrew Berry. Stefanski has been two-time coach of the year. And like I said, I think right now he's doing what he's for the art, and then also just doing some dumb shit. Because if you're going to get rid of anybody in this scenario, you get rid of Tommy Reese, right? Because we've been through this on the show.
Hell yeah.
Reese sucked that quarterback at Notre Dame. He sucked that offensive coordinator at Notre Dame. He sucked
Yeah.
that offensive coordinator at Alabama. He sucks that offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. If you're going to
We
cut
had no
anyone's
luck.
fucking legs
No
off,
luck with that guy.
you're going to cut anyone's fucking legs off, cut Tommy Reese's off. Jim Schwartz, former head coach on multiple teams, is doing great for the defense. Who took over for Mike Vrabel, who did great for the defense. I really don't
Yeah.
think it matters who your defensive coordinator is forward. But if you're looking for an easy transition and you really want to get rid of Stefanski, do that. But your next head coach, in my opinion, needs to be a Marcus Freeman-esque coach. Marcus
Yeah.
Freeman pays attention to everything. He wants his OC to call the offensive plays, your special team guys to call the special teams plays, your defensive coordinator to call the defensive plays. I'm just here to observe and see where I can make things better.
Facts.
Stefanski is too busy tripping over his own fucking feet trying to be everywhere at once. This isn't that kind of team that you can do that
Not
on.
only that, it's when you put yourself in a spot where you knew you wasn't ready, and then it get hectic for you, and you be ready to fucking run out with the tail tucked in and hoodie over your face, covering your visual. Don't nobody we don't want to talk to, then that's a whole nother situation because they allow as I like to say all the time. Don't fucking come apply for the job if you lying on your application, and then when shit get hot, you to run backwards. You know what I mean? You ready to get what you was already doing, and it don't like that. Sometimes they might have been moving you up to put somebody else in that position where you was at, so they wouldn't have to do that. And right now, I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to go back to what he was doing before, and I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. He
And
better
I'm
off.
telling you right now, there's one of two options here. You're either starting over from scratch and getting rid of Barry and Stefanski.
Hmm.
I guess there's three options. You give Stefanski one sacrifice, who was Tommy Reese, or you just fire Stefanski, and then whoever the new guy coming in, well, whoever the head
He'll
coach is.
figure it out.
Well, yeah, Tommy Reese is not your offensive coordinator.
They definitely need somebody. I feel that's a sharp young mind that's willing to come in and take position in the front office and the coaching position, bro. They
If
need
you're
somebody.
Tommy Reese didn't even get drafted. If I'm a quarterback ever in the NFL, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm already better. What are you going to
Right.
teach me?
Look where you at, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Look what you doing.
you
And you
coach
suck
when you
at that.
can't play.
Yeah.
Coaches don't play. Coaches can't play. How about you go sit down on the bench,
That
motherfucker?
part.
Shut your bitch ass up. Get back up to the booth. I'm gonna stay out here and play.
I totally
That's
agree with that, bro.
not all I have to say about the Cleveland.
I like them three choices that need to happen over there because they sound just about right. And that's exactly what I said as soon as I seen everything happening. I said, hey, somebody got to get their ass fired. Like somebody got to go. A change got to
You
happen.
either start over from give the two-time coach of the year a sacrificial lamb, or you just get
Yeah,
rid of the coach and then you start over with the new offensive coordinator.
I
Regardless, keep
agree.
your DC. Every DC that you've had there has done very well for themselves.
Yeah. And with that, gentlemen, y'all see it, man. Came in here, flamed y'all up real quick. Shout out to my police for coming in with that super knowledgeable information as usual. And shout out to y'all for watching, man. Stay tuned in, like, comment, subscribe on the way in and on the way out. It's free. And protect yourself at all times.
And don't
And
be a dick. We haven't brought that up yet. We
come on
love you
now.
and appreciate you, but don't be a dick. It's not that hard, right?
Throw the
Man,
towel sports
that's what she's. What up, man? This your boy Captain Great, man. Here to tell y'all appreciate everybody that's been following us, holding us down from this journey from day one. Before we even had all of this, hitting the like button on there when you come in the room. It keep us in the algorithm, man. Show us a little bit of love, and we should show it back at all times, man. Three T's. We out.